Hey Doug, what kind of confidence, if any, is his ownership giving you, and is his shot giving you an indication that he's going to give you enough time to try and turn this around?
Yeah, we've had great conversations, before and after football games, and obviously those conversations are private and all of that. But he's very supportive, been supportive, and continues to be supportive of what we're doing.
And then you mentioned last night, really everything's on the table. Anything so far in terms of revelations on how to improve going into the Houston game?
Well, I think we have to take a hard look at ourselves first internally, as far as coaching goes, and then making sure we are presenting the plans, like great communication, and then look, it's a two-way street too. I mean, coaches coach and players play, so we got to make sure our players are playing fast and not making the mistakes that are showing up.
Great, thank you.
Jamal and then Gary.
Hey, Coach, how tough is it to maybe clean up some things or make changes from what you saw from last night on a short week?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the first thing we got to consider is obviously injury, for a short week. That plays into personnel, and that plays into who can be available for this football game. But it's what I like about situations like this is we're back on the field tomorrow, and we get a chance to erase obviously a poor performance.
And you mentioned the leadership of the locker room being a big key to like getting this thing turned around last night. What is it that you need to see from the leaders in your locker room to try and get things head in the right direction?
Well, I think again, I had mentioned that coaches need to coach and players need to play, and obviously the leadership. If you want to be an elite football team, it's led from within, right? It's led by the players, and just listen. It's the speeches are done. The speeches are over. We don't need any more rah rah stuff. It's just time to go play football, fix the mistakes, and do everything we can to play our best football this weekend.
Appreciate it, Coach.
We'll go to Gary, then Mia.
Doug, you mentioned the injuries. The four guys who left at some point during the game, Jerry and Gabe, Foye, and Anton. What's their status as you know it right now?
Jarian is kind of as tolerated with his shoulder. Everything medically this morning, his checkup and things were good. It's just going to be as tolerated with him. You mentioned Anton.
Yes.
Yeah, Anton. Again, it's his knee. Same one he injured, the week before. He's just going to be day to day, this week. So we got to be careful with him and make sure he's feeling good, going into Sunday. Gabe, his shoulder at the end. It's just something that he's again day to day, but should be fine, for the game. And then Foye, it's his foot. His is probably more week to week right now. And there is a chance that he misses this football game.
And do you anticipate any changes in coaching responsibilities as far as who's doing what on game days going forward?
No.
Yeah.
Mia, followed by Mark.
Kind of building off of that a little bit, Doug, as far as the offensive operation, I know one thing that Trevor has said, you have said that communication. How would you evaluate the communication between play caller to the quarterback last night comparatively to when I know it was certainly something you guys addressed after the Cleveland game?
It's been great. There has been no issues, from play caller to quarterback. We haven't had any issues whatsoever. I think sometimes the mistakes that people misinterpret when it comes to communication is play to play. It's sometimes on the field, And, we make sure that, and I make sure that, coach to player, whether it be in game, on the sideline, during the week, is, it's got to be of the utmost importance. Because, that's something that, it's imperative to having success, right, on game day. And then we can fix the play to play or the in play sort of communication issues that sometimes pop up.
So it's not an issue of trying to get the play call in enough time. It's more so a matter of those checks alerts at the line and just everybody being
Right.
on the same page.
Correct.
Awesome. Thanks, Doug.
Mark, followed by D-Rock.
Hey, Doug, how bad was that plane ride home from sitting on the tarmac, waiting, wherever you guys had to wait? What was that like? And does that add to a daunting week anyway, when you got to go from the road to the road with one less day?
Yeah, it was, it's obviously nothing that, we can control. It was out of our control. There were issues with our original flight. So we just camped out at the stadium for a couple hours. I think we landed around, 6 a.m. this morning. Got a couple hours of rest, and we're back in the office. So the biggest thing is for the players. They're off today, obviously, and then the schedule, as you guys know, is pushed back a little bit tomorrow by design, to give them some more rest before we take the field. So it's imperative that they do everything they can. Number one, to get rest, rehydrate, get focused, and start working on Houston.
You've talked about how frustrated you are. Trevor's talked about how frustrated he is. How has that sort of kind of impacted your guys' interactions with each other, the relationship? Because, obviously you're both angry, annoyed, and, with everything that's going on. I'm just wondering how that has impacted how you guys are interacting with each other, if at all.
If anything, our frustrations, player, coach, team, whatever it might be, it actually, I think it builds a stronger character, builds a stronger bond, and we've had great conversations, over the last couple of weeks, and we're gonna continue to have great conversations. I think it's of the utmost that he and I are always on the same page, with everything that we do, and we are, and but we're, listen, it's part of what we do. There's always going to be tough, difficult conversations, and that's what I appreciate about Trevor. He's willing to listen. He's willing to to speak his mind, and that's what it takes to work through our issues.
Is some of the stuff that you're doing offensively this year markedly different from the stuff you guys did in like the second half of 2022, when the offense really started to get rolling? Is it pretty much all the same stuff?
It is. Obviously there's a few wrinkles here and there by design, game plan wise, but for the most part, it's the base offense. And it's just kind of plug and play. And we've got some young, or I should say, we got some new faces out there, but that shouldn't be an excuse. That shouldn't matter. We should still be able to execute at a high level.
Do you guys think you'll have Evan Ingram back this week?
It'll be close. It'll be close. But again, a short week. I don't want to risk anything, with Evan. We'll see tomorrow, where he's at, and go from there. But we should have Savage back this week, which will be good.
Thank you.
Gene, followed by John Shipley.
Oh, that. Gene, you okay?
Let's go to John Shipley for now.
Doug, Brian obviously got a lot of looks last night. Are you seeing him become more and more, I guess, comfortable and giving you confidence that you can put more and more on his plate moving forward, volume wise?
We are, and yes, he's done a good job. And again, it's the more comfortable Trevor is with him, and the more on the same page they become. He can handle he can handle more. But we want to make sure we're doing it the right way. I don't want to just load him down with a lot of stuff. I want him to play free and freed up and play fast. But he's done a good job for us. We still have some things to clean up with his, obviously with his route detail and some of the attention to detail overall. But he's done a really good job.